So what is the process for EMDs to conduct due diligence on securities issuers to ensure that they are offering their investor community the best investment opportunities?
So I went through this for a few months with Alan while I was being, due diligence was being conducted on me. But yeah, go ahead, Alan, please.
Yeah, due diligence.
So there's multiple levels of due diligence, and yeah, it's a very good question because there's kind of an expectation that some magical stuff just kind of happens in the background, but the process is combined financial due diligence, a combination of financial due diligence, legal due diligence, business due diligence, and is, again, if you think about it at a couple of different levels, the issuer themselves has some level of we have to understand where they're incorporated, all the typical basic sort of stuff, and when the offering then comes to the table, so let's say we have an offering memorandum for the investors, then the EMD needs to feel comfortable with the offering memorandum, which then there's financial statements that are attached, right? So the process, and not to bore you with the details of the process, because EMDs are required to walk through all their processes with the regulators before they get registered. But they'll tell you the process involves speaking with their legal counsel that the organization of the issuer is using to build up the offering memorandum, for example, and their financial accountants, for example, if they've got audited financial statements against it, and of course, there's all the typical questions around, is the risk profile, because I'm speaking a bit technical here, but there are special sections of these offering documents, and there's a whole section about risk, right? So the investors need to understand what risks they're taking. Mm-hmm. And as an EMD, part of the due diligence is to understand that those risks seem appropriate, and that's where we get to discussing that with the issuer themselves. So I don't want to it's a balance between the process and at the same time, I will say, an EMD does that KYP. At the end of the day, that offering document and that offering is still the responsibility of the issuer to make it right. So it ends up being a kind of a double check and a second set of eyes to make sure that things are right. And we understand the process, so we'll make sure that the offering memorandum looks good too.